Welcome to the Belly Boys podcast, where we talk about things that matter and things that don't. I go by Tone Capone.
El Capo.
6 Millz.
Yep.
And we're here to fuck shit up.
Indeed.
All right, so we're here at Belly Boys podcast. How you guys feeling?
Lovely.
Feeling
good.
awesome.
I had a long night.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to put any people out there because obviously we were celebrating a 50th birthday. But the DJ was horrible.
Oh, my gosh.
So I had to take over DJing, and obviously you guys already know what I was rocking with. So, I was texting the boys last night, the genre of music that I was rocking with.
What was that?
I'm
What genre?
going to take a guess. 80s rock?
80s, of course, dude. You already know. You know I was rocking, dude. 80s, we're hip-hop heads, obviously, die hard. But the one thing you guys don't know about the Belly Boys, man, we rock out with that Nirvana, that Pearl Jam, that Journey.
I love Journey.
Slayer.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, of course, Slayer. Motley Crue.
I got something to say about
Poison.
that.
Oh, yeah, Slayer. Pause.
No, not about pause.
But Slade. He got Slade.
No, there was a situation where
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Six was on a flyer.
You blacked out his
And
shirt.
he had a fucking Slayer
You
shirt
blacked
on.
out my shit.
And I
Yo.
photoshopped the shit out of that.
For a hip-hop show.
Yo.
And yet, it was more hip-hop than every other shirt that
Yo,
was around.
meanwhile, the only thing Six noticed about the flyer was his shirt was blacked out.
It was blurred out.
And we
It
were
was
laughing.
black.
We were laughing the whole time because
$7,000 flyer.
Yeah.
Yo, where my Slayer logo
Yo,
at?
he's like this. He's like, we're like, yo, the flyer looks good, right? Six is like, yo, what happened to my shirt?
So that's what happened. But
That was a long time ago.
continue the night out.
So, happy birthday, Lori Boleen. She turned 50 yesterday, so I represented with a couple of the Belly Boys. We were out there representing, having a good time. So, it was a pretty cool party. Obviously we get old, but we don't lose our faith or our touch in hip-hop. So, at the end of the day, I'm up this morning. They got me out here doing this, and
Yeah, you sounded fucked up when I called you this morning.
Oh yeah, man.
He's usually very nonchalant when you pick up the phone in the morning. When he picks up the phone in the morning, he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" This time it was like, "Yeah, yeah, man, I'm gonna be there." I go, "Really?"
Yeah.
It was extra.
He was still crunk? He was still crunk?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is all right. I've known him since I was
That's what
9 years old.
DJing does to you.
Yeah, dude.
That shit lasts till next day.
Yeah, dude. I swear, man. I was sitting there. I was just like, actually, my wife woke me up and was like, "Yo, you need to get up. You got a podcast to do." I was like, "I'm up."
That's exactly what he sounded like.
Yo.
Yeah, a lot more.
You know I wasn't up
raspiness.
though. I was like, "I'm up."
He had a lot more raspiness in his throat.
Yeah.
Pause.
But hey. Yo, really? You going there, huh? Okay.
Were you
I haven't said
DJing
that
or were
one.
you DJing?
No, guys. No. Hey, guys, I was MCing.
You was at, oh my God.
MCing.
You were
I
MCing?
had the mic in my hand.
Jesus
Moving
Christ.
cock?
Jesus Christ, man.
Master of cock ceremonies?
All right, this is going the wrong way.
This is going downhill real
Who
fast.
gives a shit, man?
Yo,
Shout out to
really-
the balloons ladies.
Yo.
The balloon lady.
shout out to the balloon lady. Yeah.
She's setting up shop for a huge Super Bowl party that's popping off here. So
Yes.
if you're in the area, come through.
Yeah,
Who's
by the way,
playing?
go Chiefs. Go Chiefs.
Who, okay.
Yeah, the Eagles and the Chiefs are playing, so, who you going for?
I will go for the Phillies
Okay, why?
because the refs,
you
the
tired?
Phillies are playing against the team plus the refs and the NFL, so it's like 3-on-1.
I agree.
So I want the underdog to
Yeah,
win.
the underdog. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say the same thing, and I
Okay.
like the color green.
Everybody's going to be going for Philly because of the fact that they don't like Taylor Swift. So I get it. Obviously,
I have no opinion
Travis
on
is
her.
supposed to propose
too.
to her on live TV.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not too interested in that halftime show, unfortunately.
Well, the thing is that there's a big debate on whether Kendrick Lamar is going to be performing not like us.
Oh, come on.
Why
Of
would he
course
not? He just won a Grammy for it.
I know.
Actually,
But it's
total,
a big debate.
I mean,
I've been
he
watching
won
on
5
TMZ.
Grammys total.
It's a big debate on whether he is or
Okay,
not.
why wouldn't he? Was he getting sued? Or?
Yeah, because of Drake.
Yeah.
Supposedly for defamation or whatever the fuck he's
Did you
suing
hear
him
that
for.
Drake's not going to the Super Bowl because of it?
Ah, you love it, Drake?
Yeah, no. You got a problem with Drake, dude.
Listen,
I'm a big fan of
Drake
Drake.
got a decade-long run,
I agree.
and it's over.
Yeah, but
I think honestly,
I
personally,
think he'll come back.
Wait.
Shit
I
is
think
done.
what he needs to do,
Shit
and I
is
heard
done.
this before. I'm not taking credit for it. I just believe that that's the way to do it. In his case, He's a GOAT. I don't give a fuck what anybody
He
says.
is.
He's amazing.
He's a
so
top.
what he needs to do is disappear.
He's
for
a
like
generational
2
type
to 3
guy.
years.
He is.
Listen, he needs to disappear for like about 2 to 3 years, stay quiet, and then come back.
But that's what he did. He's been gone for about a year. And technically, you just said
Longer
he's
than
I
that,
still
maybe.
hear
Tony
all
said
his
he's
shit going on the radio.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Real talk. Capone said that he's a GOAT. He's a rap GOAT, not a hip hop GOAT. So let's get that clear.
he's a pop.
He's a-
I would even say more along the lines of a
Okay,
pop.
pop. Because
Yeah,
I always like separate them. There's rap, and then there's hip hop.
Indeed, and
Yeah,
he is pop.
So yeah, he's pop.
He's more
Yeah.
pop, but I'm saying great GOAT just
Now-
because he is.
He
a
gave
superstar.
us DJs.
He's amazing.
Cannot count the amount of music he gave us
100.
that
Yeah.
worked
Yeah.
in a major way.
He's a hit maker.
Yeah, Capone.
Period. Point
Definitely
blank.
hits.
Capone beat
Hit
up
maker
Drake
for sure.
Capone beat up Drake all year, bro.
And personally,
Yo,
what?
he
Say?
beat up Drake all year.
He fucking put elbows on him.
Oh, yeah,
I'm talking. Listen, personally,
I think his
I'm not even a
career
Kendrick
is
Lamar
done.
fan. I'm not even a
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar fan. I love a lot of his songs, but I'm not a Kendrick. I would actually prefer hearing Drake over Kendrick. But Kendrick
I
put
agree.
the beating on his
I agree.
ass.
I mean, I like Drake better than Kendrick. I mean, now don't get me wrong.
Pause.
I think that Kendrick is a beast. But I think for vibing and having a good time, Drake is the one.
Drake is the vibe.
Like
No,
if you're
no,
if you're
no,
driving
he's a
if
hit
you're
maker.
driving to
He's a hit
Orlando,
maker.
you're gonna listen to Kendrick Lamar. You're gonna listen to Drake the whole ride.
I can dig it. Of course, Drake all the way every time.
Yeah.
But me from a from a fan standpoint, I can't even let it come into my brain.
Yeah.
Like every time I hear his voice,
Who,
now I
Drake's?
question Drake.
Drake's,
yeah.
I question everything he says more than before. We've been known he had writers, and you know that came
course.
out a handful
Yeah,
of years
of
ago.
course. Right.
And he got over that and he rose
Yeah.
back up. But now I cannot hear him
I agree.
the same way.
Yeah.
I
Kind of like
I hear it
I'll give
and
you
I'm
another
like,
one. I'll give you another one we can't hear no more.
Especially new songs.
Meek Mills.
I'm the same
I
with
can't
you.
hear Meek
Same
Mills
with you.
no more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Same with
Same
that.
difference.
Ever
Same
since
difference.
ever since
Same
everything
thing.
went down,
Same
Ever since
thing.
that shit went like this.
I can't. Yeah, I can't look at him the same way. Like he could come out with a banger.
That
and guess
fucking
what?
voice
and then
recording.
it's
Is
so
that
funny.
pause or no pause?
That's a definite
A banger?
pause.
With the banger?
Pause.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
it.
pause.
Is that a Diddy banger?
Oh,
That's
a Diddy banger.
That's a Diddy
Pause.
banger.
No Diddy.
No
Yeah.
Diddy.
There we
Pause.
go.
But you were saying.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, guys, I mean, it's still music and it's still something that we're gonna listen to because of the fact that the radio stations or the channels or whatever you want to call it, they're gonna push it down our throats. So we're gonna have to listen to these things. We're gonna have to vibe with them. We're gonna have a good time.
We have no
and-
choice, but like Six said though, I gotta intervene. Is that I cannot stand hearing his voice anymore.
Yeah.
So, all right. So bet. All right. So let's get over this topic of Drake already, because personally, again, like I'm gonna reiterate.
It has
on
consumed the nation.
So
It has.
I gotta. So
And
I
I'm
gotta.
done hearing his
I got a
voice.
question for you guys though, because obviously we're talking about Drake and obviously we're talking about sports. Who do you guys think influences sports in the rap game like more than anybody?
I'd say Cam, Wayne. Damn, I had a list of these things. What was it?
I mean,
Is it on my fucking paperwork here? Little,
I mean,
Eminem a little bit.
yeah, because of Detroit.
If-
Detroit. No, he's big time Detroit.
Yeah,
And then remember
but-
Drake,
Oh, Drake.
Canada.
Fucking Drake.
Yeah, Vancouver. So you
Yeah,
gotta
big
really,
time.
Yeah,
Big
well,
time.
Yeah.
Drake likes to be to the NBA games, and
Yes.
he likes to be seen.
Big
and
time.
He's
Yeah,
a
he's-
superstar. I mean,
And you got to remember,
can't help that.
If you guys think about it, there's a lot of influences. Like obviously LeBron is super hooked up. Jay-Z used to own the Brooklyn.
Oh, Jay-Z, of course.
Yeah.
He used to own the
Jay-Z, of
Brooklyn
course.
Nets. You know, Usher owns the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
He
didn't know
does.
that
he did.
No shit.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
So there's a lot of influence in hip hop when you're talking about sports because obviously when we watch the Super Bowl today, you're gonna see a lot of these guys out there.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like
All
for
the-
example,
all the
our,
entertainment scene's gonna be out there.
for example,
Guaranteed.
our special DJ guest that's gonna be at the next Belly. He's actually in New Orleans right now.
Yeah.
We
Just
spoke to
call
him
him out.
earlier.
Rhymes with ham bones.
Okay. All right. One love, Scram Jones. This is what we do.
Scram Jones. Scram
Yeah.
Jones. Clap it up for Scram.
Yeah. One
He
love
was
to
chilling-
Scram
he was chilling
Jones.
with Shaquille O'Neal the
Yes.
other day.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Scram Jones was DJ with the one and only Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys know Shaquille O'Neal's a DJ.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
So Scram Jones is actually in. I talked to his manager over the last couple of days, and obviously we're gonna have Scram Jones at the next belly.
Okay.
So
Yep.
when I talk to him, he's having a good time in New Orleans. He's wilding
Remember
out.
where
He's
you heard it
vibing.
first?
Yes.
At the podcast.
Right
sir.
here.
Yes. So make sure you're at the next belly.
March 2nd.
Yeah, be
March
there.
2nd, by the way, 2 to 8 p.m. If you come before 4 o'clock, we have a ceremonial shot. We all toast up to the B-Days in the building.
Tone Capone's birthday.
And it's also my birthday month.
Celebrating.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good one.
Big birthday,
Make sure you
big
get
birthday
there.
belly.
Yes.
Big
Go
birthday
to
belly.
Belly Entertainment. The link is in the bio. Free tickets. Get them.
Be there, be square.
Be there,
Yeah.
be square.
And I cannot emphasize, we preach to the choir, get there early. You might be left outside.
Oh yeah.
Because
gonna
the way it looked like 7 days ago,
Yeah.
if you got here 6, 7 p.m.,
That shit was brutal.
you might have to look at it from outside.
Yeah,
and
people
guess
were
what?
calling. People were calling us, "Yo, come get me outside."
Our curtains,
I looked at my phone.
Our
and,
curtains drop.
Yeah.
You can't even look from
Yeah.
outside. You can hear
Nah,
it
that's it.
because we
Yep.
got a speaker outside.
Yeah.
But
A couple of cats were
I
getting
will
kicked
highly-
out too, making room for the new heads.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, so
And because there were so many women in the building, I would have said before, if there wasn't women, it was like running backwards through a cornfield.
well, it was
Hey,
documented
Baton.
on that video.
Baton.
It was documented on that video.
Baton, you talking about women? Let me drop that. Greatest female rapper of all time.
Oh,
Shit.
God damn.
Oh man.
I mean, are we gonna?
There's so many things that go into that. I mean,
But-
that's
but
such a
why,
loaded
though? But why, though?
question.
But are you gonna bring up the new heads, or are you gonna bring up the old
It's
ones?
such a
personally,
loaded question.
My favorite
Please.
female artist right
Please
now
don't
today,
say.
even though
Don't say Nicki
it's-
Minaj.
No, man.
Okay, thank God.
I
All
like
right.
Glow. I like Glorilla a lot.
Everybody likes Glorilla.
I love her, man. I love her cadence. I love her voice.
Oh,
I love
my
the way
gosh.
she spits.
All right, but
I hate
okay,
when you
look.
guys do
All
this
right,
to
okay,
me.
you like Glorilla, but I like Nicki better than Glorilla.
I mean, Nicki is yeah, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like,
But we're
yeah,
talking
for
about
sure.
the new Kill Cats?
lyricist wise, Nicki got her
The
all
greatest
day.
of all time, though, is Queen Latifah.
I don't know about
You're
that.
gonna
bro.
Such a loaded
Are you gonna
question.
say Bahama? You're gonna say Bahamadia?
UNIT. I
I'm
mean,
not
listen,
gonna say
love about-
Bahamadia.
Oh, okay. All
My
right.
first instinct is
Heather
to
B?
say Rod
Heather
Digger.
B?
My first
Oh,
instinct is
Rod
to say
Digger.
Rod Digger.
I would say
That's my
personally-
first
Rod
instinct.
Digger.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Okay.
Rod Digger.
You know,
That's a good one.
Wait.
Yeah.
I gotta switch up.
Yeah.
All right. I would personally say, because she could do best of both words, is Lauryn Hill.
Oh, that's
I would
a,
say Lauryn
that's
Hill.
a, actually, that's
Lauren
a
Hill.
very,
Lauren
I would
Hill
say
is
that's
on
a very-
everyone's list
that's a very-
for many things.
She was a female Drake.
I agree. She
made
is.
it
No,
sense.
she is.
That's a
She
stretch
sang
from
and
me.
she
She
rapped.
sang and she rapped.
But to go the Drake length,
But
man,
Drake can rap and he can sing.
Oh, yeah.
So
listen,
it's
she
like-
had a strong one album.
Yeah, but then she had the Fugees albums, and she had her own album.
And she had a strong one album of
Yeah.
her own.
But it was
Drake
strong.
did a decade worth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Drake, there was a year where Drake dropped like 3 albums in one
But
year.
how many
bro.
women are singing and rapping?
Can't compare that to that.
How many?
bro.
Yeah. Or
How many
singing and rapping.
rap? How many? But well, actually, Queen Latifah could sing, but she never sang.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
she
She
did.
never
She
sang.
should do like hooks and shit like that.
Yeah, but then I would drop down somebody that nobody would bring up, Heather B.
I was literally gonna say that just now, bro. I promise you.
He-
I was gonna say Heather B, bro.
Much
Yes.
love to Heather B.
I love Heather B. Love
All
Heather B.
Point.
Blocks.
Period.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
was
no.
hard.
And
Yeah.
What was the other one? There was another one she had.
My kind of nigga.
Yeah.
With MOP.
Yeah.
we played that at Belly before.
Of
by
course
the way.
we did. You
And-
played it for me.
And I shout your name out,
Yeah,
by the
you
way.
did.
Because you are that guy.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
damn,
shit.
What a
Shit.
surprise.
What's
Okay.
happening?
Look at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love it. So I guess the
gotta
Super
take a
Bowl
picture
is
of that.
it's gonna start kind of rough, guys.
Why?
And we drinking that too.
Oh yeah, yo. We got. It's gonna be a long day today,
That's
man.
gonna be.
Yeah,
I
it
gotta
is.
know if I
Because
can.
after this, we're going to El Capo's crib after this.
Yeah. Yeah. The address is Psych.
That's what it is. It's 1, 2, 5. All right.
Nah,
cool.
for real though, come through
Yeah.
or not.
Well, Nina knows where it's at, right?
Of course she does.
She got the address.
Yes, sir.
Pull up.
Yes, sir.
Pull up.
All right.
So okay. So,
So
all right,
can I
we got
say?
that
Can
locked down.
Can I say which one mine is?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said
All right.
Raw
So
Digger.
I didn't. I said my first instinct.
Which
would
Raw
say Rod
Digger?
Digger.
Because she is.
I already know.
Could
I already know
potentially-
what he's gonna say.
You don't know.
Yeah, I do.
Because she's my favorite, which is different from best, right? At least in my mind. So I think overall,
Let's see if I
because
know
of-
you well.
the laundry list of things to call best, better than here, this category. All the categories together,
Poor Georgie.
I want to say Nicki Minaj.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Nicki
you got
Minaj.
Me. You got me on that one.
I was not expecting that.
Nicki Minaj cannot be out-rapped by anyone you ever heard.
She is an animal.
No, she's an
monster.
assassin.
You cannot.
And she has longevity.
And she has character.
Yeah.
She's
And
like
she carries herself like a lady.
And she's a superstar, and the list goes on.
Yeah.
she is
She
amazing. I ain't
cannot
gonna
be.
Yeah.
She cannot be out-rapped.
Yes.
lie. I don't think she can. Yo,
That's category number one.
what
Yeah.
Little Kim though?
No. Nah. Biggie
Little,
and Jay-Z were writing her lyrics.
Little Kim.
Biggie and Jay-Z were
Little
writing all her
Kim
lyrics.
is too much ABC raps.
Yeah, did you notice when Biggie
compared.
died, she went...
She tanks.
Yeah, because Biggie wrote Little C's, Hold You in Your Mouth.
Yeah.
Biggie
Well,
wrote,
he carried the team. He
Biggie
carried the
wrote
team.
everybody. You know that, right? Biggie wrote everybody's lyrics. He wrote Little C's. He wrote Hold You in Your Mafia. He
definitely
wrote Little
carried the
Kim.
team,
He
that's for
wrote
sure.
everybody. And then Jay-Z
That's
wrote
facts.
Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown. Yeah.
So, yo,
Facts.
and once he cut Foxy Brown off, what happened to Foxy
That's
Brown?
crazy.
Down, we never heard from her again.
That's crazy.
Now, when you're talking about
And then
these
she said her
assassins,
throat was fucked up, or
Yeah.
the ear, or
Well,
How you
something.
feel about Cardi B?
I like Cardi.
I like her. Do
Even
you
though
think
she a
she's
little
writing her own
hood.
shit?
Cut.
Do you think she's writing her own shit?
I think she does. I think she does. She says she does.
I mean,
I
she
think
says,
she does.
but
don't-
everybody says
I don't
they
have
do.
a reason to not believe her that
Yeah,
she
because
does.
it's nothing special.
Because it's very ABC status.
Yes, it is. And guess what?
Nick-
It fits her. Perfect.
Nicki Minaj is very lyrical.
Yeah, she is.
Very,
She's very lyrical.
very
you gotta realize
complex.
you gotta realize where Nicki Minaj came from. Like she came from the gutter, dude. She came. I think she started out in Atlanta with I think what's this dude's name from Atlanta?
Well, she's a New Yorker, right?
His mom managed. Waka Flocka's mom managed her.
Really?
Oh yeah. Waka Flocka's mom managed her.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I would have never guessed
Yeah,
that.
that's news to me also. Be
So
honest
Waka
with you.
Flocka's mom managed her. Excuse me, bought her out from the gutter,
Mm-hmm.
and then she branched off because everybody was trying to obviously get with her.
Yeah.
And she branched
Because
off.
she was like the new up and coming and all of that.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Fun fact. You
So
know
that-
that. You know that, right? 3. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's my top.
So
that's
it's
my
Nicki
top.
Minaj for you.
All
Yeah.
day.
It's Lauryn Hill for me.
And like I said, mine would probably be Queen Latifah.
Man, I would have never pegged you. Pause.
I mean, you know why I like, you know why I like Queen Latifah? Like,
Because
in our
she
fir-
came up in your day.
Well, in our first episode, we said,
1938.
we
back
said,
in the 60s
oh,
and shit.
really?
Back in the 60s,
what
that shit was
what
a
about that
motherfucker.
thing I sent y'all? He said what my son said. Yo, I was slavery back in the days.
Oh my
Yo,
God.
He said, Dad, I was slavery back in your days.
Who said that?
No, you remember that thing I sent y'all? He said, yo, he
Yeah.
said my son just walked up to me and said,
Say
I was
how old
slavery
he was.
back in the days. He said I wanted to whoop his motherfucking ass. Yeah.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Yeah. But you know why?
Yo, we are old,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, but getting back
That's
to
We are old.
But just so you
Even
guys
though we're
know,
not that old, but
That's
we're
crazy.
old.
That's
but no,
crazy.
Queen Latifah, the reason why I say it, guys, and to keep it real,
Why?
the reason why I say like Queen Latifah, just so you know,
She did not move me.
the reason why I say Queen Latifah is because of the fact that Queen Latifah, it was all about unity. It was all about black power. It was all about it was all about brotherhood. It was all about let's unite, let's get together. Because back
Yeah,
then,
but she was
So
a
you love her
prodigal.
message.
She was a prodigal for
no, no.
time, though. That time was that.
call her back.
Right.
So initially, like, she led the team. She was part of that.
Can you get
but
in?
I'm gonna support your cause because she transcended. She is bigger than hip hop. She is movies.
Tell 'em to call my
She
wife.
is
Talk show
Hollywood.
host.
She became Hollywood.
Yeah, I
She
get that.
transcended.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She is not, the hood chick from the hood who
Yes.
got famous rapping. No, she transcended.
Yes.
But like when I mean,
She's a good contestant.
I
for
love that,
number
and
one
that's
spot.
great. But I'm talking about like when we talk about greatest female hip hop artists. I'm
Have
not
you-
talking about movies.
But
and
have
all
you?
that
But no,
shit.
no. But have you heard her catalog?
Well, I said it's
She
a
has
loaded
banger
question
after
because
banger
there's so
after
many
banger.
things to that.
Yo, Queen Latifah has banger after banger after
Which
banger.
ones, man? I don't know. I
ain't gonna say all that.
I don't-
Oh, no,
Exactly.
she
I'm
does.
not gonna
She
say all
does.
Which
She has
ones?
history, dude.
Tell us.
She does, but I ain't gonna say all that.
I'm not that much into
She
the girly
cannot
rap.
out-rap Nicki Minaj.
Okay,
Nicki
but
Minaj
I'll
came
tell you-
25 years later. I acknowledge.
I'll tell you another
if
one.
not 30 years later.
Got it?
Right. So the movement moves forward. the things get better over time.
All
I
right,
got
so are we
that.
going to continue to do this, or are we going to talk about who the best producers are? Are we going to battle like this all day? Because we could do this all day,
I mean,
guys.
we can arm wrestle if you want.
I mean, nah.
Well,
You want to arm wrestle right
we ain't
now?
doing all that.
You saw when I arm wrestled that big ass security guard?
Yeah,
that
and he
last
beat you.
belly?
Yeah, he beat-
Yeah,
he
yeah,
beat
right.
you
I
on his
whooped
ass.
that ass.
Don't
I
get
got my girl
escorted
here
out.
with
Don't
me.
get escorted
you
out.
saw,
that
you
dude
saw he
was
lost,
big,
right?
and I whooped
Hey,
his
6,
ass.
you saw he lost, right?
Lying
We
his
watched.
ass. I fucking put him
Look at
down
my
like
face.
that. Bomb.
You lost. Look at my face. You
I was
lost,
like
bro.
this. Bomb.
You lost, bro.
Yeah, see his face? I've known since I was 9 years old.
You did him
You
like
see,
this?
Look how his mouth kind of curls up and does that stupid retarded ass look, and then his
Then
eyes,
he's
his
lying.
right
That's how
eye
he-
starts going like this. He's lying.
That's how you know he's
That's
lying.
when you know he's lying. I've known since I was 9, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that. You were a witness. You were like, holy shit, how'd you even do that? The guy's fucking 6'9". I put that motherfucker
Nah,
down
but that was a
easy.
big dude.
I put him down easy,
Yeah.
too. It was not even hard. I put that
Damn,
down.
really?
Pause all the way. Pause. Pause,
You
man.
put him down?
Pause.
You put him down?
There was like 8 good pauses in that whole
Yeah.
sentence.
Show me how you did it.
I'm
Show me
not
how
showing
did
you shit. So, okay, actually, we could talk about best producers. We could talk about best samples.
Let's
you
talk
wanna do?
about best samples.
Okay, best samples. I already know from the paperwork
Oh my god.
that I agree with
It-
Capo on this one.
It's like it's so many though. Like
I
how
know,
do you
but
narrow
this
that
one is
down?
another level.
How do you narrow that
Shook
down?
Ones, just the way they did it, because I saw actually a video on how they did that beat, and it was like the way he did it, it gave me chills, like the way he got the tick, 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 tick. Like
Tell me about it.
I was just sitting there watching it. I was like, how they put it together, and where they slowed it down and sped it up. I was like,
Okay, so I got a breakdown on how they made that beat.
I have it in there. Go ahead.
Okay, then I'm not gonna even tell you, but I'm gonna ask you.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
You do
so
it.
for
I have it on
example,
deck, by the way.
Okay, real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple questions and just answer them. All right, so what they did is they took 2 different styles. Which styles were they? And from which 2?
What you gonna tell
Artists.
me? You're gonna ask me?
I'm asking.
Don't know.
Okay, so what they did is Havoc took the beats from Q-Tip on the jazzy tip and took the grimy style from RZA and slowed that shit down dramatically. They give you that dramatic vibe.
You mean in
right,
terms of style?
of making the beats.
Okay,
Of
but the
making-
style you mean?
Right, yeah, the style
Okay,
of
got it.
making the beats.
Got
So
it, got it.
The whole thing was that they slowed everything down to create that dramatic
But what's
vibe.
the original? Like, what song did it originate from?
From an Australian band called Daily Wilson. The Daily Wilson.
We talk about Shook Ones?
Daily
the
Wilson.
The Allman Brothers.
No, it's Daily Wilson.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
1975.
Havoc crafted a beat using a sample from Jessica by the Allman Brothers band.
Okay, but they actually had a song. That
I got it here, and
I got it too.
Excuse me, guys. Are we talking about Shook Ones Part 2?
No, Shook's Part 2. I'm talking about Shook One's Part 2.
Okay, that is a Herbie
No, Shook
Hancock
Part 2.
beat.
Herbie Hancock from 1969. He took the Fat Albert Rotunda album, took the pianos and slowed it down and did a what do you call it? Inverted arpeggio. Vibe on it.
What he did, he slowed it down big time, and then he keyed by beat, by
Right.
notes, almost by note, and he switched the notes pitch.
Meanwhile,
Inverted
Meanwhile-
minor arpeggio.
Tony, why are we going back and forth when this motherfucker is already know it?
I think I already got
It's like we're literally sitting here trying to battle with somebody who probably has already sampled it before.
Yeah, and that's what the arpeggio, the inverted minor arpeggio is about. So they reversed it.
Listen,
low
listen.
note and dun dun.
Listen.
Dun 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 dun. They slowed it down. Dun.
Yeah.
And that came from Fat Albert Rotunda, which was from Herbie Hancock back in 1969. From a song called Jessica, off that album.
That's what I just said.
From Jessica, right.
Yeah.
So then there's also a saxophone player that has a lot to do with the beat as well, named
who?
Bud Johnson.
Okay.
And Bud Johnson, okay, was in, he was actually inducted into the Hall of Fame back in 1993. And then 2 years
Jazz or Rock and Roll Hall of
Is
Fame?
it jazz? No, this is the jazz, Big Band Jazz Hall of Fame.
Okay, awesome.
And in 1993, he came out, he was inducted. And then 1995 is when Shook One Part 2 came out. But the spinoff is, you know who Bud Johnson is?
Bud Johnson.
No, I'm saying, well, he's the uncle of Prodigy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
Prodigy's uncle.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did not know that.
Yeah, and
Oh.
then they also took a siren sound from Quincy Jones' "Kitty with the Bent Frames" back in 1971.
Sweet. So you really broke this beat down.
Yeah, and then there was also an Australian jazz rock fusion band called Daily Waltz? I had to write this because I always forget their name. Daily Wilson Band.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they took what was it? It's a song called "Dirty Feet."
Okay.
And they took a sound from that and slowed the shit out of that.
So Havoc did all of that in order to make that beat.
Yes, and also Quincy Jones made that
There's
track
the
for a
siren,
movie
the
called
siren
Dollars.
part.
The siren part.
The siren
So my
part.
damn.
So when they say digging, so when
Yeah,
they say
okay.
So when they say
Because
digging in the crates,
that's
That's
unique.
Quincy Jones.
Like that's unique. Like you'll never hear that in a song again. And by the way, guys, I don't mean to like. By the way, Tony, cheers to Tony for his research.
no.
Because listen,
Digging in the
no,
crate.
listen.
That's literally the
But you
term,
know
digging
what?
in the crates.
But you know what though? That's what hip hop's all about. Like, as much as I know about hip hop and obviously DJ Six Mills, who this is what he lives and breathes for, it's amazing, you know. But at the end of the day, when those songs were playing, what were you and I doing?
We're fighting people. Because these songs would get us angry. Yo, every weekend it was like, okay, this is how it was. Okay, first of all, whenever Capo and me were ready to go out, and sometimes we didn't want to go out, this would be this is how we would do. We'd be like this.
slapbox
We'd
each
be like-
other.
No. It would be like this. If it's me calling you, I'm like, yo, Capo, what's up, man?
I ain't going out.
And then he's like,
I ain't going out, bro.
You're not going out?
Nah, I'm going to sleep.
all right, yo, check this out. All right, before I let you go, though.
Yeah, what's up,
All
man?
right, man. Lights, girls, drinks, hip hop.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep,
You know what I'm
bro.
talking about?
I'm tired,
Yo, that
bro.
shit, the vibes.
I'm going to. All right, man. I'm going to sleep.
Okay, but the girls, the lights. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna vibe the lights.
Yeah, but how you know girls
The
gonna be
hip-hop.
there, man?
Man, you're stretching it, man. Because as soon as I said lights, hip hop, drinks, and when I said drinks,
I'm-
you were like, all right, I'm on my way.
Yeah, man. And then I'd pick him up in my.
Yo, he had this big donk glitter
You had
ride.
an MPV? I feel like you had an MPV.
Shit said 36 chambers
That's
in the
what
back.
I got
I ain't
feel.
gonna lie, I had 2 pieces of shit.
Yo, it was no.
Dude, I had a 1984 Bonneville that said 36 chambers in
on
the back.
and it was fully glittered.
And
he
then
had
what
two
about
exhaust pipes.
and what about the BMW?
Yo,
Yeah, I
All right,
swear to
guys.
God.
Super beat
I
up,
swear
huh?
to God, I was doing it. yo, I was living and
all
loving.
right, so I got to position myself
Yo.
this way
Yeah.
so I can tell the story. So we're in his BMW. This shit's like
Yeah, but you know what they call you?
1913.
Hey, but
Oh my
you know what they
gosh.
called me when I was in the BMW?
What?
They called me handsome.
Did that now?
Yeah, until this happened.
Yeah.
Check this out. So we're on what is it? Washington? No, Lincoln.
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah,
in
man.
Miami Beach. When Miami Beach was the shit.
Oh yeah. It was all
when,
hip hop.
when it was a vibe. So, yo, he had the system in this BMW, right? And that shit's banging hard. And we end up in front of Cameos. You know how chunky it got in
Yeah,
front of
liquid.
Cameos?
Yeah, it was
And liquid.
Washington.
Cameo liquid.
And liquid,
Yeah.
exactly, right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And it's crowded, girls, everybody's
They're
there.
coming to the car,
Yo, and we're like,
they're giving
you
us
know,
high fives.
And every time we're always trying
They're
to
giving
look
us high
extra
fives,
cool. We're
what's
always
up?
trying to look extra cool like this. Yeah. Like we had the windows down. We're like, yeah.
They call me
Sunroof open.
handsome.
He
So
had,
check
the,
this
he
out.
had the arm out.
Yo, he's at. I
call-
got my shit out here like this.
Uh-huh.
So check this out. We're at a red light. Out of nowheres, this shit goes like this. Boom. All this
Oh, my
steam
God.
starts
The
coming out of
radiator
his
blew
trunk.
up.
So he's like this. Oh shit! You know what I immediately did? My reflexes. I went like this,
And he hid.
and I went
wow.
straight
And I'm like
flat.
this. So the car is smoking.
Wow.
He's hiding and his head is
Yo,
turned
and
this
I
way.
turned so
And
they can't even
you're
see my
like-
nose.
I'm like this. I'm
What to do?
like Tony, please don't do this to
No,
me.
I said, y'all, you're on your own. I'm like this.
Yo.
I'm like down here, but I'm like this.
Yo. So finally, we're sitting there. So everybody that's giving
Wow.
us high
He
fives.
had to get
So
out.
the high fives went from this to
like-
this.
Oh,
They're laughing.
gosh.
So meanwhile, he's hiding. So nobody knows he's in the car.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. So finally, we get it started. We go around the block. We stop.
No, we didn't get started. He got started. I was still laying flat.
He hid the whole time.
I hid the whole time.
But but we all say we love each other.
Yeah.
But
You know,
Actions speak
You
louder than words.
You love me, bro? You love me, bro, right?
I love you, bro.
Why'd you leave me hanging like
Until
that?
shit like that happens, man, I don't give two fucks.
Until it yo, I got a treat for you.
Go ahead. What's
Tell
up?
us about it.
Just let it marinate about 10, 12 seconds.
While I eat these fucking delicious den fries with bacon on them. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna bring it back.
That's
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's the siren.
That's what he was talking about right
That's
there.
the Kitty with the Bent Frames 1971 siren sound
Yeah.
that he also made for the movie called Dollars.
Yeah.
That's the second part
Hey,
of that sample.
Guys, by the way, I wanted to say one love to Jay Dilla, since we're talking about producers. Like when we say one of my favorite producers all the time, which I know that we've all had this conversation, Jay Dilla's in my top 5. He will always be in my top 5. He probably sampled things better than any producer besides Primo that I've ever, and he might have probably sampled better than Primo. Jay Dilla was on another level. So one love.
Okay.
I'd like to say happy birthday, Jay Dilla.
Oh, it is his birthday today.
Yeah, no,
It's today?
No, it's a couple days ago.
Just this week. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, so when we talk producers, which that's pretty much, we were talking about sampling, like, Jay Dilla got something for your ass, man. Like, it's like,
As he always says.
yeah, actually, shout out to DJ Classic. He actually released a Jay Dilla birthday tribute a couple days ago. If you log on to
DJ
our,
Classic?
oh, yeah, he did. He
Okay.
actually sent it to me. Ill. Yeah, Classic's one of the big time Jay Dilla supporters and followers. I got a story about Jay Dilla, by the way, guys. All right, so check it. We're at a Jay Dilla tribute, right? So Mobb Deep's supposed to perform, and one of my buddies, Claude. So it's me,
The
Classic.
Specialist?
You know Claude.
The one that I battled?
Yeah, when you tore him in a battle.
I did.
All right, so check it.
Sorry, Claude, I did though.
Yeah,
I whipped
he
your
did.
ass.
Yeah, he tore Claude's ass.
Pause.
Up. Yeah, it was How Can I Be Down weekend. So real talk, we're at a concert. It's me, Classic, and Claude. So I was playing baseball one weekend, and my leg was swollen. So I'm sitting on a chair with Classic, and Claude disappears. So we're just sitting in the cut. We're like this. So it's like a Jay Dilla tribute. I think it was a DJ Heron event.
Okay.
So we're like, where's
Shouts
Claude?
out to
Where's
DJ
Claude?
Heron.
Shout out DJ Heron, by the way. So we're like, where's Claude at? Where's Claude at? Like what happened to Claude? Where is he? Dude, all I know is Prodigy was in the hospital because he got sick, so he didn't make it. So Prodigy's mother was on stage,
Okay.
and Jay Dilla's mother was on stage. And then I looked next to Jay Dilla's mom and Prodigy's mom, and Claude's on stage with them, acting a fool and dancing. So we're sitting there looking, and then the people next to us that promoted the party are like, is that your boy? And I'm like this, no. And they're like, he came in with you. I'm like, no, he didn't. And Chris and I are like, yo, we're not with, so honestly, shout out Claude, we love you, but we left that nigga behind.
And I did, and I whooped you, and I whooped you on a battle.
Thus again showing
Yeah, we left that nigga.
again
Yeah.
showing the almost friendship.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of
Hey,
like when
hey.
you like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was
And I'll do that to
Yo,
this
he was
day.
on stage with Prodigy and Prodigy and Jay Dilla's mom hugging him like he knew him.
Yeah.
And then you could tell the moms are like, who is this?
Right.
And meanwhile they're looking at us like, isn't that your boy? I'm like, no.
Oh my god.
And then dude, I literally when they
Lord.
went to go get him off stage,
I hate
me
that.
and Classic went out the back, we were like, yo, we out. And we got in the
Right.
car, we left. That's it. And
Can't
Claude's
even
like,
go
where
through
y'all
that.
at?
Can't
They-
even go
they
through that.
dragging me out. I said,
We're gone.
All right, guys, so this is the Belly Boys podcast where we talk about things that matter and things that don't. I go by Tone Capone,
El Capo,
6 Millz.
and I hope we fucked it up for you. Peace.
you're